Hello everyone, here's another update of the big trip. I am in Lisbon, Portugal currently. Since the last video had gone to the Northern Macedonian European annual rainbow gathering and for 2 weeks, and then had gone to Zegg community in Germany for 2 weeks and did a work trade there. I had gone to Skopje in Northern Macedonia just for 3 days before the rainbow gathering, just to kind of like come back to myself. And there was this really big mountain that I got to go to the top of, where there was like this gazebo hut. Got to spend like the whole day there for one of the days. And then had traveled all the way to the rainbow gathering, which was just like in the middle of the mountains of Northern Macedonia, next to this beautiful lake, where there was probably like 200 to 600 people there for the gathering. And it's for a whole month, and it starts with like probably 200 people, and then as it gets to the middle of the gathering, where there's the full moon party, there's probably like 600 people, and then it goes back down to like 200 people. And I had got there 3 days before the full moon gathering, and then was there for 2 weeks after, so I could kind of see like the people leaving and it becoming smaller and more intimate, which I liked. It was nice to have, there's like no schedules, there's no technology allowed anywhere, which was nice for me because I can be like super planny and like have a lot of the masculine of like schedules and planning and lists, and there's just like none of that at all. And there's just 2 things that happen every day, which are the food circles and the main meadow, so everyone's camping all around this area, and there's this main meadow that has a fire that burns for the whole month. And when they yell food circle twice a day, everyone goes to the fire, circles around the food, we all hold hands and sing for about half hour, and then we all sit down and eat together in a big circle, and people come around and announce workshops, and then the workshops happen pretty much like all day. I got to guide a contact improv and a breath work separately. That was really nice. There's full range of people there, from just like super out there hippies to just like normal average Joe people, intellectuals. It was kind of strange. There was a lot of tobacco and like cigarette addiction, and like people just smoking constantly everywhere, and sort of a lot of reactivity. Like there was a couple times when people were like yelling at each other, and I could just feel the reactivity in people. Not everyone, of course, but that was kind of strange to have that like in this like spiritual kind of wellness gathering. The people like, there was like issues of people like stealing things and like which was new and kind of difficult. A big challenge I had was just like going there alone, and there was like 500 people when I had got there, and just like trying to like sort of like get to know people and develop relationships and friendships. And I would like go like deep with someone and get to know them, and then like not see them for like 2 days or something. And so it was like I'd go deep with someone, and then it was just like they're gone, and then I'd go deep with someone else and they're gone, and I'd go deep with someone else. And it was just like this treadmill, and it was just, like a lot of energy. So that was the medicine for me, was like, can I just like be okay just being with myself in the meadow or wherever? And because normally like back home, if I go to like a retreat or something, I go with people, or I know people there, and I can like have my family and like my friends that I know, and I can venture out and meet like new people, and then come back to like my friends and my family. And like to not have that and to just be alone was more difficult. And so that was the medicine, just like, can I have that family feeling just in myself? And then like when I go to these intentional communities, like I go in like with the cohort or not, and like I meet all these people, and I get to like build relationships like every day, and I like see the same people, and I get to like build on top of that. And it was just a lot to just be around like so many people, and I like meet someone and then they're gone. Another big thing was like when I was present. I'm in Portugal. There's a lot happening outside. When I would be present with someone like at the gathering and we're here with each other, there's like hundreds of people around and things happening, people dancing over there and a drum circle over there, and your friend walks by and you want to say hi to them, and there's just so much happening all around constantly. So it was like harder to be present with someone, and I could see that in like almost everyone that I would like engage with. And that was like a big intention for me. It was like, okay, all this stuff is happening around, and maybe someone's gonna walk by that I know, but like I'm just gonna be here with this person, and maybe there's something better happening out there. There's a dance happening over there, someone else I want to talk to over there or something, but I'm gonna be here with this person. If I want to get out, I'll get out, but guiding my attention in that way. And then I was there for 2 weeks. So I think, there was one day I had gone with someone, and we had some mushrooms and just got really quiet and meditative for the whole day and had our own little ceremony. So that was really nice to just like kind of come back and get quiet for like the whole day. And one of the big insights I had from that was just like I could really see that like everything was happening exactly how it was supposed to happen, which is like, I don't know, something I feel a lot with psychedelics. So yeah, just carrying that with me. And then going to the Zegg community in Germany. It was a work trade, so it was 2 weeks. The work trades happen in 1 week segments. So I had gone in with like 14 people. They had all left, and then I started a new week with 14 new people. We worked for 4 hours, 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. I really loved the community. I loved the layout of the community. It was like all together, like Dama here in Italy, like was huge, and there was just like these little like pockets of community everywhere that were like kind of separate a little bit, and you could like travel in between them. I liked that this was like all together, and it like was big but not too big. It took probably like 5 minutes to walk from one side to the other, maybe a little more. They had a pool, a freshwater pool. It was close to the nearest city, Bad Belzig, which was probably like a 5 or 10 minute bike ride. They had bikes to rent. They had in the city, probably like 5 minute bike ride away, was this like really nice spa, hot spring spa, where they like take the water from the earth. So it was like thermal baths, they called it. But they had like many saunas, cold water, hot water, everything in between. Just like a bunch of different pools of different temperatures. They had like one big room that was like basically a Watsu room with like salt water up to the chest, with like galaxy lights all around, and like spa music playing that you could hear when you were in the water. So I got to do some Watsu with some people, which for you don't know, that's like where you like float people on the water and you can like spin people underwater. And got to do some contact dancing in the water. That was really nice. Loved the kitchen. So the work trade, we worked in the garden, we worked in the kitchen, cleaning. A big project was breaking down the tents. They had like all these tents and this one really big tent. And my mom had told me, she's told me in the past, like I have German in my blood, and I could really see that in the culture. And there were so many things like in the community and in the culture that I could see in myself, and I like really appreciated, like so organized, just like very just like capable and planners. And like when we were like putting away this tent, they had this like way that was of doing it, like organizing it with like marking everything exactly like where it's supposed to go. Where they made this tent that was supposed to last 25 years has lasted 50 years now. And just like so capable. I could just see the it's just so organized. And I could see that in myself. There were also some things that were maybe lacking a little bit that, maybe I could see those like lacking in myself a little bit as well. Like there was not near, like there wasn't that much art in the community. Like it was like German culture and like architecture, I could tell it was just like, it's more about like functionality and like efficiency rather than like artistic. Like coming from Dama here in Italy, like everything has art in it, and this was more like how efficient and like structurally sound can we make everything to like last long and to be quick. And then we would like get into the circles to like, okay, here's the work that needs to happen, and we need 6 people for this. Okay, now go do it, and here's how you do it, and here's the bucket, and here's the cloth, and here's how you clean it. Okay, now start. And it was just like boom, 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 and I was just like, wait, what? Because when I was in the community in Nicaragua, it was before we start work, we get in a circle, we meditate for 5 minutes. We do a quick sharing circle, like, is there anything that you feel like the community or that this circle needs to know about you, like something that's really present, before we work together for 4 hours. And then there was a way of like structure or like framing the work in a way where it like didn't feel like work. And they actually wouldn't use the word work in Nicaragua at the community. They would say like, this is service. We were in service for this community to build a beautiful community for ourselves and for visitors, which is going to ripple out to the entire world. So we are really not doing work. We are in service for the whole world. And they would like we'd make metaphors too of like, instead of weeding the garden, we are derooting our limiting beliefs. And we would like keep those weeds and like put them in a pile and like burnt them after. And it was just like this beautiful way of looking at work where it didn't feel like work. And we were like very in touch with each other, and it was like a meditation. And like going to Germany, it was just like, here's what you need to do, here's how you do it, how many people do we need, okay, go. And I was just like, wait, what? So but then they're like, so they would get so much done though, and it was just like, I don't know, it was like they're very capable, but it was just like less, it just didn't feel as good. So that's something I want to bring that framework of Nicaragua into my life, and I got to bring like I got to share that with the people at Germany too. And we like, the people that I was working with directly, like we did a little check-in and a little meditation like before we did it, which was something cool too. I saw that when I was at the spa one of the days, I was sitting like in one of the hot tubs, and I had this like vision of myself like over this whole trip. I went into it thinking like, okay, I want to visit intentional communities and learn about them, and I want to do some trainings and workshops, and I want to explore. And I could see like, okay, here's the 3 things I want to do over this trip, which I am doing. But I could really see all the relationships that I had like met people and all the places I've been, and how I had like pollinated all of these different places with like all this beauty coming from me, and then like how I was receiving it from the communities as well. And like that was like one little snippet of like, wow, okay, I got this like nugget of like how to work in a beautiful way from Nicaragua, and I was like bringing that to Germany. And like I got to guide Contact Improv and breath work 3 times at the Zegg community. So I'm just like taking things from somewhere and then like bringing it to a new place and just pollinating and then just like being pollinated and then like spreading that, and it's just like the ripple effect. I could just see it, just like everything was rippling into each other. I really loved at Zegg how it was like my group of 14 people of like the work trade people, and we got to be our little family, but we also got to be with the large community and like get to know everyone else. So I got to like have both of those worlds, and it wasn't like I was stuck just in my work trade group, which like at Dom here in Italy, it was like that's how it was. It was like we are just our little group and we don't get to really go into the wider community as a whole here. At Zegg, it was like I get to be in both, which I loved. I think the last thing is that I had an insight where I felt like just from like pain and trauma relationships in the past, I have this like armor that I've put on myself to just protect myself and not be able to love as much. And I could see that, especially like at Zegg, like that had, it's like the armor was coming off more so, and that I was able to love like more. I could feel myself being able to love more. Yeah. So I think that's it for now. I love you all. I am going to the community Tamara in Portugal today, and we'll be there for 2 months doing a work trade, and then coming home in the end of October, indefinitely. So I will see you all then. I love ya. Bye.